going on, guys? It's your girl Rosii here with Iconix Radio, and today we have an awesome, amazing artist. My good friend, Miss Sarah Harralson, is a Nashville-based country artist and songwriter known for her raw storytelling, heartfelt lyrics, and distinctive sound. From writing songs at just 10 years old to signing a multi-year publishing and record deal, she has proven her dedication to authentic storytelling in country music and pop. Her journey has been filled with milestones, from working with industry greats like Johnny Garcia, to just to name a few, to charting on iTunes and receiving award nominations. Beyond her music, Sarah uses her platform for causes close to her heart, like her philanthropic single, Blue Ribbon, which honored her mother's battle with colon cancer. With her latest album, Outside the Lines, and much, much more on the horizon, Sarah continues to push creative boundaries and connect with listeners in a deeply personal way. The one and only Sarah Harralson is here. Hey, Sarah.
Hi, Rosie. Thank you so much for having me today.
Oh my God. Thank you so much for being with Iconix Radio. We love you. We love your music here. And your team definitely speaks highly of you, as they should. But it's such a pleasure to have you here. And then again, I got a chance to see you perform in San Diego, California, at the Springboard West with Mr. Barry Coffin. And girl, you killed it.
Thank you.
Yes, yes, yes. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. Sarah, you woke up this morning, and what was the first thing that you got a chance to knock out?
First thing I always have to do before I start my day is get myself a cup of coffee so I have the energy to take on the whole day.
No, no, take on the world. There you go.
Take on the
Love
world,
it.
yeah.
Now, are you a sugar and creamer girl, or are you just like, do you like it like straight black?
I like just a little bit of cream, usually a little bit of oat milk.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
nothing too
okay.
sweet.
Okay, I love that. I love that. Okay, well, Sarah, growing up, surrounded about around like so many various genres, what was the defining moment that made you choose pop and country music?
Yeah, as you said, I was around a lot of genres growing up. My granddad was a bluegrass musician. My mom would listen to pop and rock, and my dad would listen to country. So I think ultimately what drew me to country music and pop music the most was definitely the storytelling aspect of country music. I felt country was a way where I could get how I was feeling in my life, what I was going through in my life, and put it into words and music. And of course, I was listening to other genres and always really loved pop. So I love incorporating some maybe pop melodies and my country music and doing a little bit of both sometimes. So kind of have the best of both worlds with country lyrics and pop melodies.
Oh, I love it. Um, Speaking of your grandfather, how did your grandfather's bluegrass influence like kind of shape the way for you to write and perform today?
Yeah, so he played accordion in a lot of bluegrass bands in East Tennessee. I have his accordion behind me. I get it out and play it
Oh,
sometimes. Yeah. But he just always encouraged me to pursue music, pursue whatever my dreams may be. So he was definitely a huge inspiration and influence for me to move to Nashville and keep doing music.
so let's back up a little bit. Where were you originally born and raised?
Yeah, so I was actually born in Birmingham, Alabama, so I have
Okay.
family there still. And
Roll Tide, right?
yeah, well,
Okay.
it's weird. I'm like in between Roll Tide and Go Vols because I moved
Oh,
to Knoxville when I was 8, so have
I
family
love
split both ways.
look,
Um,
I love your loyalty. Thank you for that. He's like, I can't choose
yeah.
one. I'm going with both.
Yeah. And a little disclaimer, a little sneak peek. I've kind of a song coming out about it in the future, so you can look forward to that because I was really drawn between both places in my childhood and through sports teams and everything. So I claim Knoxville as my hometown because I grew up there the longest, and that's where I was before I came to Nashville.
I love it. Thank you for sharing that. Now moving to Nashville, I'm sure it was like it's a very big step, especially for an artist. Um, but you've been there quite some time now, so you kind of know the rules to the game. What was the biggest lesson that you learned in your earlier years?
Yeah, so I've been in Nashville for about 10 years now. Once I graduated high school in Knoxville, I'm like, I'm going to Nashville. I'm gonna study music business at Belmont University and figure out, what's the next step in my career. So it was a great opportunity the first few years to learn more about the music business and learn about production,
Wow.
which is something I'm able to incorporate in my own artist career now. And I'm so grateful for that. So I think those early years moving to Nashville, I learned that as an artist, you should know about the business side of your career, know what you're getting into.
That's
And
right.
it helps knowing about production too. So when you're in the studio, you know what's going on, you know how to save time in the studio. So those were definitely important things. And another lesson just for myself as an artist, was to learn to stop comparing myself to other artists because there's so much talent in Nashville and just talent out there in general. And I think once you learn to stop thinking about other artists and other musicians as competition and more so as people you can learn from, people you can collaborate with, find what makes you unique, and then it just kind of takes the pressure off once you find your purpose and your own uniqueness in your artist career.
Mm, girl, you just dropped like a whole boatload of gems in like that one answer. Thank you. Learn the business. Don't
Yep.
just get out there and do it. Learn. Thank you, Sarah. We appreciate you. Um, Now, even speaking of I guess music business in a sense, your first publishing deal. Ah, your first publishing deal, it came after Scotty Schultz heard watered down whiskey. Now, what was that moment like for you?
Yeah, that was such a pivotal and exciting moment in my career because it was my first publishing deal. Scotty Schultz was drumming for Shooter Jennings, and he was uploading or starting his new publishing company. And so I sent him a demo of my song Watered Down Whiskey. He really liked it and decided he wanted to do a publishing deal with me and record that song, record some of my other songs. And so my EP Watered Down Whiskey was recorded with Scotty.
Ooh, child. She said she gonna put some ice in that whiskey, honey, and she gonna let it sit for a little bit.
Yeah.
Now you know what? I am a whiskey girl.
Me
I
too.
actually like just and it don't take a lot for me because I'm such a grainer. Like I am, I literally, honey, give me like a little pinch of whiskey and I'm done.
Yeah.
But what's one of your favorite whiskeys?
Yeah, so I usually go towards Gentleman's Jack for
Okay.
whiskey, and then I love for bourbon a good Woodford Reserve.
Oh, okay, y'all. Y'all know she's married, so you can't go buy her drinks. Got to ask her husband first. Okay, okay. Well, let's jump a little bit further. When it comes to collaborations, how did your collaboration with Johnny Garcia come about, and how did it shape your songwriting?
Yeah, so I actually got to meet Johnny through when I was working with Scotty on my EP Watered Down Whiskey. So I was writing with a friend, Justin Lilly. He's from Texas, so he knew Johnny because Johnny's from Texas as well. And he asked me one day if I wanted to come and write with him. So I said, sure, absolutely. So I got to write with Justin, Johnny Garcia, and another writer in town called Brian Carper. And that night we wrote a song called Radio Static, which I really loved. And we were still in the process of recording and picking out songs for my EP Watered Down Whiskey, and I knew that that song belonged on there.
Hmm.
So we were in the process of recording it for about a year. I hadn't seen Johnny since writing with him. And so a year later, I ran into him at an event and I said, "Hey, I don't know if you remember the song that we wrote, but I'm recording it on my EP. Um, I would love for you to hear it or be a part of it." And he said, "If you haven't tracked guitar on it, I'm going to put guitar on it." So it was fun working with Johnny on that song, and that just kind of alluded to me writing more with Johnny and working with him and his publishing company. And he actually produced my next album, Whiskey History,
Hmm.
another whiskey title.
Come on, girl. I love it. Um, what I really love about your story is that it starts. It there's like no real, I could say like real gray areas in the beginning. Like you were like 5, 10 years old. Like I'm doing music. Granddad has the accordion. Like this is what I'm gonna do. We're moving to Nashville. Like it's like it just flowed, and you went like you started learning the business, and then you started collaborating. I mean, so many things. The pieces just literally just fell into place for you.
Hmm.
I
Yeah,
love
and
that.
that's interesting because sometimes, especially as an artist, we don't feel like it's flowing. We always go through times where we can feel very stuck. But
Oh
looking
yeah.
back, it's like we needed to be in some of those times and periods where we felt stuck for everything to flow together and everything to make sense for our career.
Amen, sister. Amen. Now, let's talk about your team a little bit because team is very important. Now, you got some big wigs on your team now. We ain't you got Texas, Nashville, and some more. But when it comes to the people that are actually pushing you in the back saying, go, 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 who's on your team? Who's back there supporting and rooting Miss Sarah on?
Yeah, so I love working with my label and publisher, Synapse Publishing and Entertainment, female-owned company. So
Woo!
my publisher is just a great advocate for me and every artist on her roster. So I just love working with her. She's always there to, give me input and help me with my career. So it's been a pleasure working with her. And then my current producer, Dale Penner, who produced my new single Denim, and he's based in Canada and has worked with Nickelback and Loverboy. So I've just really enjoyed working
Uh,
with my team to get things going.
Girl, y'all are getting the job done. I love it. Now, your song Blue Ribbon was a deeply personal project for you. What was the most meaningful response that you received from your fans for that project?
Yeah, so Blue Ribbon I released on my album Outside the Lines, and that to date is one of the most meaningful songs to me that I've written and released because it's about my mom's fight with colon cancer. And I was really happy because she got to hear the final product of that song. And then after she passed, I released it the following March. March is Colorectal Cancer Awareness Month. So I reached out to a bunch of members of the Colorectal Cancer Alliance, and these patients and survivors put in their own stories to make the music video of Blue Ribbon. So it was very meaningful to um, have those patients and survivors who are also affected by this cancer say, like, thank you for this song. This song gives me hope, and thank you for having my story be a part of the song. So that was just very meaningful in the fact where it's like, okay, my music is making a difference and I can bring joy and hope to people through music, which is so great. I'm so grateful to do that.
Sarah, 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 if I could just squeeze those cheeks, honey, and flick your hair a little bit. Thank you so much for that. Thank you for everything that you're really putting in to the world through music and your purpose. And I mean, it's just beautiful and amazing. Thank you so much. Not to mention your fashion is fire, girl. When I seen you in San Diego, you jumped on that stage, honey. You had your denim jacket with the rhinestones. it stuck with me. I just want you to know it stuck with me, your performance. Um, who's some of the musicians that you get a chance to actually share the stage with?
Yeah, it was so much fun playing in San Diego and meeting you guys. And I've done so many fun shows through the course of my career so far. I've gotten to open up for Bucky Covington and Aaron Tippin,
Woo!
and so many other country acts I've been able to open up for. And I'm just so excited to keep sharing the stage with other people. I played shows with my label mate Delaney Ann, and I'm excited to see who I get to share the stage with and open for next.
Ooh, I love it. Um, Sarah, where can people find you and support you?
Yeah, you can find all of my music, my upcoming shows, and merch at my website, sarahharralson.com. You can follow me at Sarah Harralson on socials. I'm on all streaming platforms. And of course, you can listen to my music right here on Iconix Radio.
That part. Come on, girl. I love it. And she's playing six up to six times a day, y'all. Come on now. I love it. Now, Sarah, any words of encouragement that you would like to leave to the listeners?
Yeah, I think if you're a musician or creative yourself, I think it's always just important to remember that you do have a purpose and you do have something that makes you unique. So go and find that. For me, it was finding the organization Musicians on Call, playing songs to patients in hospitals to figure out what my purpose is as a musician, as an
Wow.
artist, and that's providing music to others. So, whatever your purpose and uniqueness is, just keep going on that and know that things don't happen overnight. You got to keep
Right.
working, keep making things happen, and then you'll get to where you want to go. So, just be patient.
I love that. Thank you, Sarah. Sarah, it's time to play a little game. Can we play a game, Sarah?
Let's do it.
Let's do it, girl. All right. I'm going to ask you a few questions, give you a couple of choices. You just give me the correct answer, okay?
All right, let's do it.
All right, girl, here we go. I'm catching you off guard today now, Sarah. The first question is, which country artist recorded a version of You'll Be in My Heart from Tarzan? Was it A, Tim McGraw, B, Trisha Yearwood, or C, Luke Bryant?
Ooh,
Ooh.
this is a tricky one because
Ah,
if I remember, was the original artist Brian Adams. That might be a different soundtrack, but um, what was A again?
Tim McGraw or B, Trisha Yearwood?
I'm gonna go with A. Tim McGraw.
Final answer?
Final answer.
It was Trisha Yearwood. That's okay. That's okay. We got to keep it going. Second question is, which Disney movie featured a country style song titled Nobody Else But You, sung by Goofy and Max? Was it A, The Lion King, B, Toy Story, C, The Fox and the Hound, or D, a Goofy movie?
I'm gonna go with D. A Goofy movie on this one.
Is that your final answer?
Final answer.
That is correct. All right. All right, here we go. Which country artist performed Let It Go from Frozen for the 2014 We Love Disney album? Was it A, Reba McEntire, B, Blake Shelton, or C, Lucy Hale?
Ooh, this is a
Ooh.
tricky one. Um, let's see. I think I might go with C. Lucy Hale on this one.
Is that your final answer?
Final answer.
That is correct, girl. Come on. All right, last one. Here we go, guys. Which of these Disney songs was famously covered by Rascal Flatts for Cars? Was it A, When You Wish Upon a Star, B, You'll Be in My Heart, or C, Life is a Highway?
Ooh, I know this one. This one's
Come on.
C. Life is a Highway.
That is correct, girl. Yes. Well, Sarah, I just want to say it has been such a pleasure having you here on Iconix Radio. We love you. We appreciate you. Thank you for just continuing to be a big staple in the music industry and growing. Shout out to everyone who's downloading Iconix Radio right now to listen to the one and only Miss Sarah Harralson. Sarah, before we go, are there any final words?
Thanks again for having me, Iconix Radio, and just keep tuning in to hear my new single, Denim, on Iconix Radio.
All right, guys, that is it with Miss Sarah Harralson, and more to come soon. We love you guys, and we'll see you later. It's your girl, Rosii. Izzy out.